Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe for more tokusatsu content, and I thank you for your continued support. Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Rider Spike back again once again, and today we are here with Kamen Rider Zeztz 30 episodes later. Man, 30 episodes later of Kamen Rider Zeztz. We are almost done. Like, I think we have like maybe 20 more episodes left. I don't think it's that many, but it feels like we just like, hey, it always feels like this. Like, I always say this, how it always feels like by the time we start we get the new writer, and then we get to a point where it's just like, hey, we're at episode like 30, and it's like, really already? Like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long since like Zeztz came out. Like, I feel like it was yesterday when we was talking about, you know, Zeztz is coming up and stuff like that. We're getting this new writer named Zeztz. Like, I don't know, is it just me, or do you guys feel that way too? Like, do you guys feel like, man, like, do you feel like, you know, Zeztz has been kind of like a slog, or like slogging along? Or do you feel like, oh, you know, it feels like Zeztz has gone by pretty fast? Because I had this same feeling with Gav, because I really loved that series, and I hated to see it go. That's why I watched the movies. Hey, go watch those movie reviews. I did all 3 of them. But yeah, Vram was the most devastating one. I'm like, what is this? But anyway, Zeztz. So the story of Zeztz it's good, but it's just like everything is paid off kind of quickly. But at the same time, the short time we're dealing with that thing, like, is really good. Like, I'm just like, oh man, like, oh hey, this character's this, and it's like, what? Okay, we find out the next episode or 2 episodes later that, hey, you know, this is why this, and I'm just like, man, we kind of handled that pretty quickly. But all right, cool, let's go on to the next thing. It's just like, it's hitting people's dopamine really quickly, you know, because people attention spans are like squirrels nowadays. But yeah, one thing about Zeztz is the fact that I feel so bad for Baku. I feel so bad for Baku because bro just can't really catch a break. It's just like, everything in my life is a lie. Like, everything in his life is basically a lie. Like, he doesn't know anything about his life. He thought he was just a regular dude. And then you find out that, like, you know, your parents aren't your parents, and then your sister's not your sister. And then, like, you went to this school that taught you how to basically be an agent. You had like sleep training, and like you have like terrible luck for some reason, because you're technically being protected, and you're being protected, but you don't know why you're being protected. You don't even know that you're being protected. And it's just like everything, like, your life is just kind of a lie. Like, you thought you were a regular guy, and then you find out all this. It's just weird. It's so it's so weird. And I was just like, man, like, what Baku, like, yeah, you still got me. I mean, you find out that that's not your sister, but at the end of the day, that's your sister. Like, if you were raised in the same house with with someone who's a little bit older than you, a little bit younger than you, and y'all live your entire lives together, that's your brother, that's your sister. Like, you know, like, stuff like that. Like, it's weird. It's just so, I just really want to know, like I've said in other videos, you know, like, what are we protecting Baku from? Like, what is so special about Baku that he needs to have this kind of protection? Even to the point where they were about to send him to another family. Like, if Minami didn't, like, you know, take on the role of being agent number 17, you know, what would Baku have become after that, you know? And the whole thing, even with Zero, like, does Zero feel bad about what's happening to Baku in a way, or like, is he secretly in the background, in the shadows, kind of like helping Baku? Is that why, you know, he brought him in, you know, in the premonition, you know, in the other timeline? Technically, I would say premonition, but like other timeline technically. But man, I just really feel bad for Baku, and I would be mad at all this. Well, he is. he's rogue agent number 7 now, but still. But overall, like this show has, I love the aesthetic. I love the suits. Like all the suits look like, everybody is like a professional runner. Like everybody's a professional track star. Cause you could tell like the way the suits look, and the suits are very minimal, but at the same time, like they are very unique suits. Like it just seems like every Reiwa series that we've had, started from 01 up to now, have been very, very unique kind of suits. Some good, some bad, some just freaking terrible. And I'm talking about, like, I'm not even talking about just main writers. I'm talking about like all the writers, forms and all, like, but at the same time, it's just like it still has the feel of like Kamen Rider, but it's still different in a way, because this is a different generation to a degree. I mean, I've heard people say it feels like Heisei Part 3. I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, this is like the new generation, man. And that just, we've come so far from 01. Like I still like, forget that 01 is the first Reiwa writer, and that's my boy, man. Freaking love 01. But man, Zeztz has definitely been a very different kind of, not very different, but a different kind of series when it comes down to writer, especially the concept. You're a writer that, we have writers who use the belt around the waist. We got writers that got wrist changers, and now we got writers who put the belt on the chest. And it's really cool. Like we got strap drivers. But yeah, I wonder what next writer is are we gonna go back to the belt aesthetic? Because I've seen those freaking rumors of the next writer, and I don't know how I feel about cheese. I don't know how I feel about the cheese writer. But at the same time, I'm really happy of how far Zeztz has come. I know a lot of people are still like iffy about it, but we're 30 episodes in, and like some people are still like, man, I'm still waiting for this show to get good. And it's been good. Like it's been good for a while. Like it's got its hiccups and stuff like that. It's not perfect, but at the same time, I still feel like Zeztz is a really, really, really good show. Like it's still a really good writer series so far. It could flop. Like we still got some more to go, but it could flop. It could. But at the same time, I don't want to think about stuff like that. I want this series to be good throughout. I don't want the ending to this show to be kind of meh-ish. A lot of people say the ending of Gav was very meh, like because it's just like, it was very clear cut to the book. Like, hey, we ain't doing nothing that y'all thought about that was gonna do. but man, Zeztz, the character wise, I like everybody. I hate Sieg, but that's a good thing. I was supposed to hate him. Number 3, I felt like he was gonna play a bigger role, but he is playing a big role, but at the same time, I want him to interact with Zeztz more. I feel like that's going to happen very, very soon, but I still would want him to interact with Zeztz more. I kind of want to see that new conversation that they're going to have. Same thing with like the lady. I kind of want her to interact with Zeztz more, and like for her to come out of her hole. And she did that in the last episode of the Premonition, episode 25. Yeah, episode 25. But still, I can't wait to see, like, now that we're in this newer, basically this new timeline, I guess. Basically, I can't wait to see like those new conversations that these characters are gonna have, and I'm ready to see if we're gonna get like some truces going on. Like, is the lady gonna have a truce with Baku and stuff like that? I'm really looking forward to that. What's Nem gonna do? Like, I feel like Nem is just gonna keep getting more powerful the more she learns about herself and learns about her powers and whatnot, what she can do in dreams. I'm ready to see 4 and 5, well, not 4 and 5, 5 and 6, because 4 is already here. 5 and 6 ended up coming over and helping Baku. Like, Kuroha's still in the freaking hospital, and we didn't see 6 in this last episode. But I'm ready to see these guys actually like come over to Baku, you know, side maybe, and get those conversations going on, because I'm a really big like dialogue guy. I'm a really big, you know, like characters who I really want to see interact kind of guy, like how we had with Odaka and Fuji, how that interaction went. Very toxic, but also it was needed. It was something that we were really like waiting for. Like we were really waiting for that interaction and that conversation, and hopefully they're gonna have more of those. And you know, we see how Nox completely ignores Fuji like that, and I hated it, but I understood why, but I hated it because dude's right there. Like, dude's right there. You can't imagine how Fuji is feeling right now, but he's right there, and you just like completely ignore him. I will be so freaking pissed. I will be mad. I really would be mad. But with that being said, if you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Your attention span is amazing. Your attention span is very important. I thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. And if you did make it, I'm stuttering. If you did, please hit that like button, share. If you want to subscribe. Hey, that's cool. If you don't, hey, I'm a cool guy. If you come back, I'll be right here. But yeah, so this series is really I'm glazing. I'm sorry, I'm glazing. But yeah, this show is really good. I mean, I like Baku as a character. I heard a lot of people say how he feels kind of boring, you know, kind of flat, and I can somewhat agree with that. He feels like a character that just was in the wrong place in the wrong time, or maybe the right place at the right time, or you know, he feels like that kind of dude. And I love how he takes this whole being an agent thing, kind of being an agent / rogue agent, kind of like very seriously. And he's gotten smarter and more developed as this series has went on. So I like for the story to unfold, you know. I like for my characters to grow and stuff like that. I don't want them to be a complete cognizant perfect character right at the start, because where's the growth? You know, a character like that can still grow, you're right, but at the same time, it's just like I kind of like the characters, you know, like Baku. You know, he's like he's not an everyman. He just, you know, he's Peter Parker before he got bit by the spider. He was just kind of like a regular, kind of maybe nerdy, clumsy, you know, kind of guy who just wanted to help people, and that's what Baku was. That's what he is. And I'm really also, we kind of strayed past the whole like monster of the week thing, because we haven't really been getting that many new nightmares. Like we have, like our last nightmare was, you know, the cat thing, was the cat nightmare, which very well designed cat, you know, nightmare, very good monster design. Because I'll say this, like the monsters in Zeztz, they look really good. Like these monsters, these nightmares look really good. Like Zeztz has good monster designs, even though some of them get reused, but at the same time, it's like they look dope. Like the bomb nightmare, the shadow nightmare, the phantom nightmare, the cat nightmare, even the demon king nightmare. Like these nightmares like look good, except the demon king nightmare. His body was cool, but the face, he just looked like a fish being choked in different angles. Those lips, dude, you see those lips? But man, Zeztz, 30 episodes later, I'm still here. I'm still invested. I'm still waiting to see what happens next. I can't wait to see what happens next. Kamen Rider Dawn is one of the coolest evil riders you could ever freaking have. And he's like mad psychotic. I'm really excited to see Dawn's backstory of why he is the way he is, because he's just so smiley, and I just like, he feels like the Joker, if the Joker was a Kamen Rider to a degree. Like he feels like that, and I can't wait to see that. Like it's very hard to trip this guy up. Yeah, they tripped him up. They tripped him up last episode when Baku separated Minami from her nightmare, but other than that, he went right back to smiling. So I'm just like, man, what is bro's backstory? We got that little small clip of him like in a room getting beat up by some agents, and it was just blood everywhere. I want to see that scene again and see the context of why he was there, yo. But man, Zeztz, what do you guys think about Zeztz so far? We're 30 episodes in. I'm pretty sure you have some thoughts about Zeztz. And whether they be good or bad, let me know down in the comment section, man. I want to know what you guys think. I really do. But yeah, if you've made it this far, you're a real one. Like I said before, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, guys, stay henshined.
Yeah, the shining golden sign.